Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And in this session today, I'm going to talk about how to get DevOps job. But before that, let me see if that everyone online and let me quickly check that everyone joining and of course confirm that voice quality and everything else is all good. You know, just to be double sure. Hey, it's just started. Yes. So it's Narshima Reddy joined. Hey Narshima, hi. So yeah, whoever joining, my suggestion is very simple. That you joining, let me know from where you're joining. Whatever question you have in your mind, feel free to ask. It's a free platform, and I'm open to answer all the question that's relevant. Okay. And in this session, we'll deeply consider what are the responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. Because if you're considering a DevOps job, you have to understand what are the exact responsibilities also you need to do. And oh God, I mean, how many responsibilities you have to handle? That's a big discussion, and we'll be discussing it today. Okay. So very first thing, who are suitable for DevOps jobs? I mean, I'm already in the DevOps field around how many years? 7 to 8 years, and work for around mostly startups and 2 3 big companies. I kind of juggle between companies, whoever paying better. That kind of offer I did. So first of all, the requirement are very variant from one client to another client. Always remember that suppose for one client you're getting some responsibilities, for other client it can be entirely different. Okay. And okay, so just to make sure that I'm getting the chats right, I will be making sure that I'm putting the chats properly. Okay. So now, yeah, first of all, that one company have a simple, like, their project requirements, the tools requirement are different, and other projects tools requirement and project requirement, engineering team, every single things are different. So fundamentally you think that what are the skills you're learning, based on the company, based on the project, based on the team, things will differ. Okay. Now come to the actual requirement parts. That as a DevOps engineer, you mainly have to, I mean, there are a lot of things to handle, to be honest. But mainly you have to handle the deployment lifecycle, like from the code to deployment, CI/CD you call it. So that you have to handle anyway. Then automation, any kind of automation needed, could be, say, some one file getting uploaded or one event getting uploaded in S3 or other logs. You have to process the data, those kind of things. Now suppose any database maintenance or automatic backups, like, lot of like backup kind of thing, database auto maintenance. So any automation script that is needed, you have to do. uh, Also, just as example, these days actually one of the biggest requirement also, that infrastructure as a code. So you have to write code in the Terraform or in CloudFormation or in Pulumi, to to create that infrastructure dynamically, so that whenever needed and for whatever reason is needed, you can dynamically create your infrastructure. So all the servers, EC2, I mean EC2 databases, all the database clusters in more layman language. Then other stuffs like networking, storage, or whatever requirement you have. Ultimately, in a infra, whatever you required, you can create via the code these days, right? So that is one of the biggest requirement. And of course there is Ansible for the configuration management. Suppose for example you want to install Jenkins, or you want to install for example Nginx, or any software you think of. Okay, most cases, like 99.9% I can say, software is supported by Ansible. Ultimately what is, even if a support, I mean a software native support, a native module isn't available by IPT or whatever it is, the yum, whatever it is. Okay, any package manager, you can still utilize your normal command line to execute whatever required, right? So that's not a big issue. The only part is that you have to understand how the flow works in the configuration management, how to add the conditional statement, how to make sure that your code working fine during test cases. Those are the required thing. Now this is come to the configuration management. Then you have the monitoring part, which is not like the one you see in different tutorials or different places, which are very normal. I can say very basics. In advance, I mean in reality, the alerts are much advanced. You have to say kind of, you aggregate the data, min max the data, then get like average mean or average what is the threshold you're setting. Based on that alert getting, and not just getting the alert in email, you have to post in say Slack, or post in say even send SMS based on the requirements. So a lot of things are there. So you have to integrate for suppose SMS, you have to integrate SNS. For say email, you can of course use the SNS default email triggering, but better to use SES. Similarly, so Slack, you have to use a Lambda, so you can trigger alert in Slack. So these are the things that in actual life you have to do, and not the basics just watching or basic email sending automatically. Because people, you might send a subscription email and they will definitely forget. I also forget. If you someone send me a alert to subscribe, I also forget. So that some doesn't work, to be honest. So those are the things that need to be taken care of. Now, additionally, what I will say, what could be the other responsibilities to there will be debugging responsibilities. It's not about always you're developing and deploying some things. You have to actually the team will come. Any team member can come saying something, this not working, that not working, or whatever is not working. They come like that. You have to support them, get things done. If any issue happening, find a root cause and fix it as soon as possible. So these are the things we have to do as a part of our DevOps job. Okay. Looks simple, sounds simple, but it's never a simple thing. Okay. Every job has some what you can say misconception, very simple or very attractive, but there's always something to learn, and there's always the challenges that sometimes beyond your boundary. So you have to learn those things and get it done. It may take time, but yeah, that's part of the game. Okay, so I give enough knowledge on the jobs, what you're doing in a daily basis. And yeah, oh god, I think I forgot to mention mentioning the infrastructure as a code kind of related to cloud. So yeah, ultimately you are provisioning things in cloud only, right? So that, or maybe designing the infrastructure, you have to do the planning and everything. That is also part of as a DevOps job. And you do R&D kind of thing, kind of research, the POC works you have to do. So a lot of things you have to do as a part of being a DevOps engineer, be senior, junior, or whatever it is. If you're a DevOps engineer, you have to do it. Okay. Now, how to get a job? Now, these are the things I told you, right? What actually happening in the happening, or what actually required for clients, right? If you have the skills, if you have the experience or something to show to the client, of course you will have opportunities. Now, yes, you have to pass the interviews anyway, but how to pass the interview, how to get the interviews, I'm coming to that. But before that, let me see if any good questions in the chat. So it's Niket saying, hi Sandeep, how are you? I'm doing good. It's Viram saying, Sandeep, hi Viram. It's Chakri saying that, hi Sandeep, hi Chakri. So thanks you guys for for listening to me. And now the juicy part, that where actually we'll get the opportunities, or how to get the opportunity, all these things. Okay. Now quickly let me tell you that these jobs, okay, you can find any job site. You call it Naukri, you call it monster.com, you call it even LinkedIn job section. You will find a lot of let me actually show you how I find the jobs and how many people actually find the jobs. I think that will be much more sensitive or much more realistic, right? So let me quickly give you, let's start with the LinkedIn jobs, okay, because that's most of the people now doing. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. Okay, so there is a job section just here. I think yes, post the jobs, and you can find jobs here. Jobs, or say DevOps jobs. You can search by DevOps jobs. That's how I search it. How I find the requirements. You can stay up to date also that way. You will wait. Oh, there's a tab I forgot. So yeah, this is the job. So you can see search searches. They will suggest job search based on the tag you've selected, or you can just search title, company, skill. So say DevOps engineer. Now see, there are a lot of companies here. Now you have to understand what are the first thing is actually understand the pattern. So each company have ultimately, like, how I know what are the requirements. Suppose I'm a job seeker, I want to find a job. Then first thing I should do, I should go to a site like LinkedIn, LinkedIn job site, or maybe you can go to Indeed, for example, Indeed job search India, and there you search what say DevOps and DevOps engineer where say Mumbai, whatever is for example, I'm giving India. Okay. There is also, you see, what are the requirements? Full job description, you see, participate in the troubleshooting deployment, just like I told you. Adapt best practices, that's common anyway. Look for innovative ways to improve observability monitoring, advanced monitoring, as I told you. Lead by example, coach, certified DevOps practice, blah blah. Like there will be a lot of things. Okay, 2 years of experience in cloud-based system in DevOps positions. So mainly AWS, Azure, GCP, those kind of things. A person is well architected, clean software, good understanding. A lot of things they will tell. So yeah, that's what it is. Ability to pass it in after hours on-call support with your fellow engineers when necessary. Yeah, that happens not quite often, but sometime it may need. But you have to be prepared. Sometimes suppose 1 or 2 hours in a week acceptable. You can bill also if you, I mean, based on your your what you want. You can do that way. Good problem solving mindset is the common part. AWS, Linux, Ubuntu, pip, npm, Terraform, Ansible. So configuration management, Ansible. Infrastructure code, Terraform. Ubuntu, Linux. These are the must-have things. I even sometimes forgot to tell because it's so natural. I thought already people know it. Maybe not the case. I know maybe not the case, but you have to be. You have to be very fluent on the shell scripting, Linux, Ubuntu, all those kind of things. Okay. Working knowledge, application deployment, serverless, Kubernetes based environments in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. They are saying these three, but any one cloud, if you have expertise or you know it, that will be enough. Okay. Other things you can always learn. But yeah, Kubernetes and serverless stuffs are widely popular and should be a part of your kind of learning goal if you want to get a very good job. That's kind of very common. I mean, in my jobs also, I'm kind of daily I'm handling serverless, containerization, all these things. So again, combining Terraform, Ansible, and Cloud. So they are including Kubernetes. So this is kind of a de facto these days. So any job you go, most of the cases they are asking for at least Terraform, Ansible, and Kubernetes also. These three are kind of you go anywhere. Of course, they are not saying Docker or containerization, but that is also important. You have to first Docker is applications first, right? Ability to manage multiple project system across different teams. That is to whatever requirement they have. If you can manage, you can manage. Experience in managing highly redundant data store file system, blah, blah. That's also you have to do. As I said, data management you have to do. Data file system management, whatever you call it. Some degrees, BSCI, MSCI field or equivalent work experience. Nice to have previous experience in working geography distributed system. Is okay if you don't have it. If you have it, it's good. Agile project development. Every company is now agile as Scrum based, so it's fine. Experience in CI/CD monitoring software such Prometheus, Sumo Logic, Datadog. These are the monitoring systems. So Prometheus, Sumo Logic, Datadog, Cognis, Snowflake, Panther, NGOs, Jenkins, Splunk. So Jenkins mainly the CI/CD solution that you should be looking as a open source. Startup or CPG experience. Now I don't know CPG. If anyone know, can comment it down. I have no experience. What is CPG? Yeah, startups these days. Job activity posted 6 days back. You see. These are the Pune, Maharashtra. Now, if you look at all the job description, more or less are common. Jenkins, version control, Git, AWS, Jenkins, testing if something required. You will see somewhere Kubernetes or like schedule on that DevOps engineer. Let's say Gujarat. Now, the salaries are mentioned here are kind of peanut, to be honest. If you are very good experience, you should expect at least double it, at least triple of that. I mean. Now, based on experience, of course, based on experience and knowledge and all, that is very, very low what they're offering. Maybe some junior level engineer, DevOps engineer they're asking. Yeah, 1 year experience, so junior positions or starter positions. That's not, I mean, it's very cheap. Okay. This is also a cheap position, and that's why Kubernetes 1 year, DevOps 2 years. So again, starter positions. So more experienced positions is 6-7 years, and you understand what should be the salary. But compared to that, the offers are very low, to be honest. Hyderabad, Telangana 4 to 8 lakh, and experience should be again not that high. 1 year experience. So you understood that for 1 year experience, guy can get 4 to 8 lakh based on experience, skills, and everything in India. I'm is in India. If you can able to get a project, so US project or Asian, I mean not Asian, Singapore projects or if possible Australian, those kind of countries project, it's much better. You will get a lot better pay. Okay, that's to be honest. Yeah, so you go on this kind of all the position you look at, all are very very common. Okay, so nothing to go each line. Similarly, you will find here also, you go plural site, like this is a very, very popular site. They are also in the experience you have AWS cloud services, Terraform, you must have, Shape or Ansible must have. See, Shape is good to have, Ansible must have. So Ansible they're actively using. That's how. And so another good thing. Suppose you want to find out a company what is the tech stack, simply go to their job description, because whatever tech stack they are using, that is their posting. That's how you know a company's tech stack. That how everyone else know the company tech stack. Of course, you can go and ask their engineers also if they're kind enough to reply, but which they never do. No, actually, you cannot even blame them. After working 9 to 6 or more hours, sometime you have to fabricate. Every time they cannot reply. It's acceptable. Yeah, so yeah, the DevOps zero process must have, so CI/CD, which they're saying containers, GitHub, Prometheus, Grafana, Datadog. It'd be good to have Python and Java. So one other than normal scripting, say shell scripting and all, one backend programming language. I say in my every session, you hear my every sessions, I'm talking about one backend scripting language, like programming language. You should know, like Python, Go, and if not Python or Go, you can go for JavaScript as well. There are others, but I don't prefer. That's a personal opinion. So you go to the things here. I mean, go to the requirements here and see if one company matching your expectation, the payment and everything. Like they are here giving the payments, right? So that way you can select the positions, and you can of course go to and find a job. Now other funny stuff that you should target for more experienced positions based on your experience. Of course, if you're not experienced, you can go ahead and do the freshers position where you're asking for 1 year, or maybe starter positions. Although starter position is actually not that much. Very rare it is to have a fresher as a DevOps engineer, and that's kind of reality. No matter which country you go, which city you go, just because the reason that a lot of debugging, lot of experienced people required to do implement all this. A fresher immediately cannot make a production ready system, right? So that means that one company should have one very skilled professional, like experienced engineer, and then as a support they're hiring one junior. That's fine, but very unlikely. This very rarely happens, right? Because people don't want the production system to go bad, right? So sometimes they go bad. Sometimes when experienced engineer also makes smaller mistake, and that's kind of game. Like part of the thing whatever you do, there will always human is involved. There will be chance of human error, and that's accepting the fact. Senior engineers will do less error than the fresher, and that's fine, because as a junior when we started, as a fresher when we started, we made a lot of errors. I mean, I'm not remembering how many, to be honest. And then making those mistakes not repeatedly, different mistakes, different setbacks, different experience, that we become experienced engineers, right? Same will happen for any junior or starter, but you have to join a very good company for that. A lot of companies are there again. Fidelity Investment Product Side, MFD, Mistake. You keep on searching, and there is 8,983 in DevOps engineers. Indeed, there is a lot of things, lot of positions going on. So yeah, you can just go to the positions and apply. Now another good thing you should do, that and that's if you're an intelligent person. To be, if you're a very intelligent one, you should do, after you're applying for a position, just you applied and all, you go down and maybe look for one connection, or what are the common connection you have. So for example, Sunil Kumar Janwal is working for this particular company that I want to join. For example, Jumio Corporation, which I don't know where they exist, or I don't have any idea. But they posted 1 week ago 25 applicants, and they are hot right now to give the opportunity. They're actively looking. Now, the person who is intelligent, what they should do, they see the requirements, responsibilities, required qualification, and every single things that supposed to check that. And if it's idea, I mean, if you're interested, okay, then you go down and just like a look at it, all the details, all the further details, and there's a connection. Simply go there and see there is a common connection or not. If there is common connection, I can simply send a message to him without worrying anything. Nothing will cost you, right? One simple message. And even if you can, for example, Sunil, I want to send a inbox. I mean, I don't know, email should supposed to have, But yeah, that's supposed to have someone email or something like that. You can even send that one. That send not just a message, it will send a kind of email also to this person. Okay, so these are the things you should do. Similar example, let's go back and say plural side. I will see I have 4 school alumni, right? I don't know any of them, but they are school alumni, which is fine. So I can just reach as a talent acquisition project, Sahana HS. I can go to Shahana. I can just it's second, so I can just send a message. Say, Sahana, can you help me to get a job? Or can you just speed up the hiring process? So that's what I'm saying. You have to be more intelligent because you have to go above your competition, isn't it? So that means you cannot just apply and wait for this. Okay, and maybe for example this plural side. See, meet the hiring team. They're even giving you the description of this person Amit Tripathi, for example. Okay, you can message him. Say, hey Amit, I'm interested in the position. I've already applied. Can you speed up the process? I'm very interested. Give some company that you already go through the interview. I mean, not interview, sorry. You already go through the job description. You find it very interesting. What are the part you find interesting that you're solid, like your solid points, and this person will, most of the cases, will try to reach out to you or get back to you because they are actively hiring. They want to get good applicant faster and process faster so that they can focus on the next things, right? So that's how their thought process also work kind of this way. Okay, the candidate has to be very good, knowledgeable, good background, holding some great title, something like that. So like the company should be proud to have the particular talent. We hire this talent which everyone asking for, that kind of stuff. So for that, you of course you have to be very talented, at least good skill, well skilled and one. So that's how you should approach. Don't just apply and wait for when the rain will happen or kind of thing. You apply, you bookmark it, you message the person, and maybe other persons also there. See, Cody, Sato, or Rajat Kumar, right? Engineering. So these are the hiring team members, right? They have added so that the applicant can go and ask this person, can you speed up my interview process? And if they suppose visit your profile and they like your profile or what you're doing, they will definitely give a boost up to your applications, and that's how you faster get the job. Okay, that's why I prefer LinkedIn over other sites, to be honest. Okay, and I think I should have done this session on LinkedIn that had a better feedback on that, but it's fine. I just wanted it to experiment. I mean, make session on the YouTube only. Future on I'll do on the LinkedIn Plus. Okay. No, that's fine. So you understand, right? So DevOps positions now. Suppose you don't want a DevOps, you want, say, for example, a cloud opportunity. Now this session, my session is supposed to be on the DevOps, but cloud or DevOps, there is position like cloud DevOps. See, lead DevOps engineer, but cloud DevOps engineering or lead engineer. This kind of positions, job number, what other things are, job summary, you can go through all the same stuff like a DevOps engineer have Jenkins, Sprinker, CI/CD tools, Kubernetes, EKS, Helm, all these things. So these are the things. There is quite a big list, but just go through, and if it's matching your profile, then why not you apply for it? If they're paying good, of course you just have an initial discussion after they apply, reach out to their, I have 15 connection with this particular company, so I can look for anyone, the lead DevOps engineer or say other persons who are in a top position. I can just simply message them and get it, right? So that's how you get the positions faster. You can do the same thing here. Suppose this particular positions, say DevOps engineer, where India, I'm making a search. Okay, this Surat Gujarat coming. If you're applying and all fine, but look at this company. So Logic Quint, whatever the company name, I don't know the company and all. You look for the job section again and search for the company. Jobs. Okay, India, for example. Yeah, I forgot to. So see, Logic Quint, they posted here for DevOps and they posted here for the React Native, so whatever it is, but you can see there is a connection and there is a hiring team manager or whatever it is. If you want to join this particular company, you just message the hiring person and say you are looking for this particular positions. That's also you can get the position, I mean get the interview slot faster, and hopefully if you are interested in the company, whatever is your position you want to get hired for, you can apply that way. Oh, lot of talk. Now there's see if any messages or not. I know there could be messages. Is my screen freezes some reason? Let me confirm. Oh my god. Okay, I was talking. I was thinking no messages and all, but yeah, there is messages. I have to go to the messaging window to see that. I will just answer all that. Okay, and but I hope you understand what I'm coming at, right? How to get to the recruiter faster. That should be your first way to, like, of course you understand the job description, job requirement and everything, but once you understand the job requirement and it's in your code, you can handle the job and you want the job because it's kind of attractive, pay is also good, or maybe you think is good, then apply and get the payment off and all. Initial thing you can always speak of, you can ask them the budget. If it's something that above your salary level, then of course you should apply. Is below or equal to your salary, then why make any effort, right? So that's how you do it. So yeah, it's Jivan Jyoti saying that, hi sir, I'm from Odisha sir. I have completed my BTech in electrical engineering 2017. I also completed certification in DevOps with AWS. How to manage? So if you have AWS DevOps professional certification, that might be your quite experience, not experience, I would say quite qualified person. You should apply. Like I show you, right? So mainly the position where is the 1 year experience or 2 experience requirement, good salary level, you should apply for it. Not just apply, again, not just apply. Go to LinkedIn. If you have their email addresses, apply to their email addresses and then remind them weekly, at least 2-3 weeks. If they don't reply, that means they're busy or they're not interested in you. Ishara ko samjho kind of thing. You should understand what they're trying to say. So that's how you understand. Okay. But yeah, this is how you manage. So apply for it, then try to reach the recruiter so that you can get the slot faster, and hopefully the position also you get the faster. Other things, can a fresher get a job in DevOps through open source project? Now see, through open source project contribution, if you are doing really great, even if I look at it, you are doing great, I will hire you. So of course, any other engineer up there, engineer or engineering manager, suppose looking for some solution, but you have to clearly mention somewhere that you're looking for job, maybe in your profile or maybe when posting in the title also. It's not a good thing, I know. People might think that's desperate, but if you're doing really great and the profile mentioning that you want looking for the opportunity, then maybe, but give all the context and everything so that people can reach you. Otherwise, how they can? But yes, it's quite possible. Not, I will say, very common way. It's very uncommon way, but yeah, people get good job that way. So it's Rama saying that I have a career gap. I was just working as a developer. Can I get a DevOps job after learning DevOps? So yeah, if you can learn the DevOps skill set that's required, I think we discussed in the beginning of the video. And if you really have the skills, you understand, you're a very experienced person, then you will get a job in no time. You have to look for it and keep applying for that. Okay. It's Praveen saying that, as Sandeep, is that taint and toleration configuration is only tightened to prod resource, or can we use as deployment resource also? Okay. Taint and toleration configuration. I think maybe you're talking about the that one. See, configuration as a code thing, or just confirm. Okay. Hopefully you're saying about that only. So toleration configuration is into prod resource or can use it in deployment resource. If you're talking about the configuration management, I mean configuration infra as a code things, for those, yes, you can do that. You can also do individual targeting. That's fine. I mean, every library or every open source library at specific to speak, Terraform and Ansible or say Pulumi all support it. And Pulumi is what? Pulumi actually using Terraform as their base. Whatever Terraform support, Pulumi supports. Pulumi just give you the flexibility to use any programming languages so that they can do the building block for Terraform. Please suggest Azure DevOps is good for general DevOps. I will say general DevOps because Azure is good, but maybe no. I mean, something else can do better. Something else can come better. Can give you the better opportunity. So learn generic DevOps or open source DevOps tools. For example, you learn Terraform plus Azure, or you learn Ansible plus Azure. That will be much more better. Okay. Then you can learn, if suppose a new cloud requirement come, you can always learn the new cloud and do it. Okay, so that should not be any problem. Let's see what more things. Okay, sorry, I think okay. Okay, what is the next? or AWS DevOps. Yeah, if you are comparing AWS DevOps with this and sorry, Azure DevOps, also both are very good opportunities giving these days. To be comparison speaking, Azure DevOps coming with better offers, payment and all. So you can think about that one. So yeah, it's up to you anyway. But I will prefer the Azure DevOps, not just because I'm AWS hero or I have more experience in AWS. If suppose someone offering me what I'm working as a AWS engineer or AWS DevOps engineer, if someone offered me double money of what I'm getting in AWS, why the hell I will not join that job? That's straight cut. If suppose someone giving me, say, for example, for figure speaking, okay, I'm getting $2 million in USD for one company. If I'm getting $4 million USD in some other company which offering me do DevOps for Azure Cloud and all, why the hell I will not join that company? So that's how the things work. Whatever giving the opportunity, big opportunity. Cloud is variable. You can always, Terraform, Ansible, the programming language. Then doesn't matter which cloud. You can always migrate to the cloud. Yeah, of course, one cloud, very good knowledge is required. Otherwise, the transition time will be much bigger. That's the difference. Oh, okay, so what's the next? Jenkins and UCD, same functionality. Kind of, I would say, see, it different based on your use case, but kind of same. Mainly it's Jenkins for the CI/CD and all, right? Okay. Kusham saying that I am working as a backend developer for 3 years. What should I do to switch my career into DevOps? And I have done some DevOps experience too. Okay. If you have some DevOps experience and you have been DevOps, I mean, actually a backend engineer for 3 years, you have much higher chance of becoming a good DevOps engineer, getting a very good opportunity. There is nothing blocking you. Only thing is that you have to identify what are the DevOps. I already told in many videos, mainly one infra as a code, one configuration management, absolutely good at Linux scripting, and some monitoring knowledge. CloudWatch, say Datadog, Prometheus, Grafana. This will be enough. At least to get started, and nobody is there to block you. You can always get a good DevOps job. You already say that you had experience, so it's much better for you. Okay. It's hi sir, I'm from Mauritius. I think I have already answered that. Also show us how to get DevOps internship. See, there is Intern Sala website. There is I think College Sala something website. There's a lot of website. Okay, you have to look for, and I think let me just quickly. I think there is an intern job as well. Let me quickly check. Okay, I don't want to commit something without checking. So let me say DevOps intern. Should be there. I hope so. See, Cloud DevOps training. I hope you guys see it. Cloud DevOps training. The amount, of course, it should be a lot low. But good companies give good 20,000. Very low, I will say. But yeah, you are for experience. I mean, I joined programmer. I think for 3,000 rupees at the beginning. It's some maniacs. Not software maniac. I forgot the company name. Software maniac most probably. Around 10 12 years back, I don't know, I think 12 years back most probably. Yeah, could be 10 or 12 years back. That time it was only 1,000 rupees, I think 1,000 at the beginning. After 3 months it was 3,000, then after 6 months it become double. That's how, like, every 6 months get doubled. Okay, so yeah, you will get good opportunity. You have to look for it. Okay, let's go to chat. So okay, what is that? Nowadays open source, what is the DevOps tool set? Okay, let me go. What is that? What was backend done? I've sent it. Okay, is Sachin? You're hardly saying that I've sent you connection request. Please accept. I will definitely accept. Okay, no worries. I'll accept it. And let me accept right now. I will forget later on. So Sachin, Julius, Nandita Sen, I don't know. Just joining anyway. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the next question. I mean, that's very good questions, to be honest. I mean, insightful and required. So Ismail saying also show us how to get DevOps mentioned. Already shown. Sandeep, can you more do troubleshooting tutorials, issue recovering, and that will help for real-time knowledge interviews? See, there are so many issues to cover, and if I start know where to cover, yeah, I mean, always there is a starting point. I can just start with some say, Jenkins issue, or say some Linux issues and all. I know there are a lot of issues as I told, and sometimes I get confused where to start and where to end. So I will plan for it. To be honest, I mean I have other things to as a priority. Specifically speaking, that Dynamo Decision I was yet to release. I don't know when I will get some chance. To be honest, bit busy in so many workload these days. Unfortunately, workload have increased tenfold. What can say? Okay, yeah, not tenfold, but the workload is very more than what usually I normally get. Okay, so I mean previously I was getting, so it's more work, more of course works production works. So yeah, these days I have less time to be honest. But yeah, whenever I get a chance, I do sessions, I do make video recordings. So hopefully soon I'll do make recording on this as well. Yeah, I will do troubleshooting videos. Okay, so no worries, I'll do. Nowadays, open source DevOps is less demand. What's I mean, I will not say it's open source DevOps less. You think see the Terraform, see the Pulumi, see the Ansible, so huge demand. I mean, whatever the opportunity, like when I was looking for a DevOps opportunity, I think last year, so whatever position I look for with good payment option with, of course I never go for the purely Indian client. Of course maybe the team could be in India, fine, but the client I choose for the US because no payment related issues, never ever. Okay, so you work for US based company, maybe development team in India, super fine, I love to work with them. But what happen, you work for Indian domestic team, sometime I will say, not say every time, there are really great companies out there, sometime payment related issues, which is upsetting. Okay, and I don't want to go to that space. So that's the reason I go for the US clients or UK companies and work like a charm. I never have any payment related issue last 7-8 years. So that's what I prefer. So yeah, I mean, and the reason I got the opportunity was because of Kubernetes, Ansible, Jenkins, those kind of reasons, plus AWS of course. And AWS is not open source, I know. So yeah, have some combo, na? So have some proprietary knowledge to AWS services and tools, and plus with open source tool, then nobody can stop you. That's better combo. Okay. So what are the DevOps tools that once possessed to get a job? Again, I'm repeating myself. You have Terraform, Ansible, Kubernetes, Docker, and nobody can stop you. Additionally to that, like a fire in petrol combo, it will be more fire if you know one cloud very well, very good. Any question that they throw you, you can answer them better than anyone else, or at least you give the answer very confidently, and you are unstoppable. What are the DevOps tools that I already covered? What do you suggest for developers who want to learn and start DevOps? Start with basics, shell scripting. If you are already good, then you can skip it. But most cases they are. So as engineers, we are previously very focused on programming, logics, and all this conceptual part, pseudo coding and all that. And when you're coming to DevOps, it's not that so much coding, except the part where you're doing automation scripting or infra as a code part. No, infra as a code can be in YML, can be in say HCL if you're working on say Terraform, can be in any programming language if you're working in Pulumi. So it depends. But you understand that start from the basics. So scripting, you already know the one. You already as a developer, so you want know one programming language. Hopefully, it's Python, Go, or JavaScript kind of thing that will give you an edge over others. And then you learn some automation scripting. Create files. Start with creating some simple files, writing some configuration files, doing some deployment scripting and all. Do interact with the cloud. Do serverless. This kind of should be a starting point, and then you just keep exploring other options, infra as a code. If you want to do a programming language, do use Pulumi. If you want to do by the ACL that provided by Terraform, you do use Terraform. If you want to use Python knowledge plus say YML configuration kind of system, you have your Ansible. There are a lot of options, man. Looking for dedicated course on DevOps from you. Though I want to, though I started doing it, but too much work pressure. I even though I want to, I cannot make at the moment. I'm struggling to even make the normal recordings that I promised. So some time it will take. I know. I want to, but it will take some time to be honest. Okay. So how? So do you suggest remote job for fresher? Now the answer that I'm gonna give for this, but again, opinions are my own, and that's you guys already know that. For the freshers or the one who just get started, I will say sit beside a senior or full of seniors. You sit, you listen to them, you listen to their not just the solution, listen to their thought process. Because once you understand the thought process, once you develop the similar thought process or even better thought process, I think my seniors, whoever watch my videos or whoever interact with me and ask for help, they're so happy. Say, Sandeep, you started with me and you're doing great. So that's make me more happy, right? Because they're proud of me, like they helped me to grow and now they're proud of me. So that kind of thing. So if you sit beside them, you get the knowledge from them, you walk with them, you like whatever the task they are getting assigned, you take a share of them and you try to solve it. If you can't solve it, fine, you can always take help from seniors or co-engineers, and that's make something that will develop something in you which you will cherish for entire life. I mean, I'm very lucky to have very great seniors in my past 2 to 3 years. I'm literally very happy. See, for mistake or anyone, suppose they come to me and visit me, I will say, sir, let's go to dinner or let's go to lunch. Literally, if I see them, I can't call them, and because I don't have the number anymore, my phone already is the 10th or 20th phone. I don't even remember. So many phones are there. Which phone have the contact? I don't have any idea. In LinkedIn, they have added. Sometimes they reply, sometimes don't, and they have their own family, children, and all that. So I kind of fear myself. So like, should I disturb them or not? But I always wanted to have a kind of go to their lunch party or something. I will plan for it at least. Maybe someday I will just try to have the courage and ask them. Let's go to a lunch with the families and all. Maybe. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this experience, this kind of feeling, this kind of knowledge, everything you shared, that cannot happen. May not happen. Not cannot. Yeah, both are the same kind of thing. You may not develop that kind of experience and feeling all the things, all the mindset, just by working remotely. So first 2 to 3 years, or at least 1 or 2 years, I highly suggest to work with the seniors directly on place. After that, you move to remote positions, work in comfort of your home, and do whatever you want, whatever the company you want. That will be fine. But first 2 years, try to be offline. I am upskilling for DevOps. What should be your advice? Simply learn the skills that I spoke throughout the video, and do give like practice of giving interviews. Okay, and you'll see a lot of unexpected questions that will help you to grow. Okay, and of course you see the throw the different requirements of these guys posting for DevOps engineer. Not that everything are valid and everything you know, but see, if one particular skill set is after reviewing 20 job offer or 20 opportunities, you see one thing are common. That means that's a de facto standard in the industry. That's how you should develop your thought process to learn, grow, and pass the interviews. Any course or bootcamp you suggest for the folks preparing for the DevOps role? See, DevOps is so vast that one course, even they promise, they can't. That's the reality. I mean, one person knowing all the tools, all great is not possible. Even a team also, they cannot give you the 100%. You have to have that real experience, real failure, real stress, everything combined to become that kind of. But yeah, this is the starting point. You should see the thing. You go through different job requirements. Okay, you see what are the topics they're asking for. For the particular topic, you go and learn the particular topic. Then you can always have a DevOps fundamentals or DevOps zero to hero kind of course. You can go through that. In Udemy, there is lot of things like that. You can go to any top one. My suggestion always search by the topic, look for the what is the top reviewed and top suggested course. Go for it. 99.99% chance that's a 500 rupees course. You can always pay for that and go through that. Okay. Is Harish saying that can you explain a real time working thing? See, real-time working things that you will have a lot of challenges. It could be Jenkins related. Do some Jenkins automation using Python scripting or Shell scripting. Do create the jobs automatically. Do create the views automatically. Do trigger the build automatically. It could be that using Python or Go, do some data processing, log processing. Find out what is the problem. What are the common problems like that. It could be CI/CD implementation on any other tool. It could be that managing one particular cloud resources dynamically. It could be anything that's a company have the requirement for a DevOps. DevOps is very vast, right? It could record cloud requirement. It could be CI/CD requirement. It could be some debugging of the system related things. Could be Linux problem. So these are the things you have to go through in the interview process. Then can you do a video on CI/CD pipelining AWS? So it's Madhi Shetty. Go to my video library. There is tons of video on CI/CD with AWS. I even don't know how many videos I've made on CI/CD with AWS. So you can go to my video at my channel, and there's a search section. You search for the particular thing that you want. Okay. If you don't have any experience, can certificate help us? See, certificate can help us to, when you prepare for certificate, you get knowledge. If you go into all this grinding process, then you pass certification. That gives the impression that you work hard to get a certification. Most of the cases, if it's a physically professional certification, people will say, okay, this guy work hard, so hard to get the professional certification, and that will give you a leverage over other competition. Then you can now the rest if you get an interview offer, the rest of the things depends on your capability. Okay, now I will take the three last questions and then I'll be off today, but I hope I'll make you understand how to get those job. Mainly go to the job sites, not just apply for the, of course apply, and not just apply and wait. Reach out to the recruiter, and that's a ticket for your fast process. Okay. Okay, now let's see what the question gives me some information about data engineering, get the process now, and how Python. See, Python have a lot of good data processing libraries, data statistics libraries, and all that. That's why people prefer Python. Of course, the simplicity also help us. And data engineers is definitely a very good position if you understand what the data engineer do. They work with the data, of course, a lot of data. They could be data about data. It could be data analytics, it could be a lot of things. Okay, data engineers do a lot of things. I work with data engineers and they're excellent people. They are doing a lot of things with data. Even I don't understand sometimes, unfortunately, or I can say I'm not a data expert, but I know some data was required how to process and all that. That's not good enough. You know a lot of more advanced things to become a data engineer. So yeah, data engineer is very good position to have, well paying also. So yeah, hopefully guys, thank you for staying this long, and I wanted to keep the session very straight and very small, show you how to get the DevOps job or any jobs to be in general. Mainly have the skill set that's required, understand the skill set from the requirement they post, and simply prepare for it from different job, different training site. Could be Udemy, could be YouTube, could be cloud, a Cloud Guru, could be Linux Academy. I think Linux Academy merged with a Cloud Guru. That's fine. So this is how you should learn. You should explore the jobs. I just showed two sites, but again, it's not limited to two sites. You can go to Angel List, work for a startup. You can go to Naukri or Monster Jobs and get offers from there also. So anywhere you go, apply, get job, reach out to people, reach out to the recruiters to get your job application process faster. Okay. So hopefully you understand, you get something, you learn something, and yeah, we'll think again tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Tomorrow and the day of tomorrow, I'll be on vacation. But yeah, I will try to reply as much as possible. Last question, I will just say, why do you think the future opportunity? See, DevOps is still a bright field. It's 5, 6, 7 years back also very bright. Still there is a lot of good opportunities. People, it's in huge demand, right? People are hiring DevOps engineer, paying really great amount. I'm saying really great amount. Okay, so yeah, it's hot, giving you good money, and of course opportunities are endless. There are of course very good challenges to solve. Next 5, 6 years, I will predict it will be awesome as well. After 5, 6 years, I also don't know. So that you have to find out after 5, 6 years, to be honest. But next 5 years goal, all good to go. So what are the side you have to follow? Mainly this LinkedIn. Uh, if it's about jobs, Indeed, LinkedIn, Turing, then you have Monster Jobs, you have Naukri.com, whatever sites, AngelList. There's also very good opportunity and shares also from startups. You apply for them, and of course you look for the best paying one, best challenging one, and best rewarding one. That's what you should go for. Okay, guys, I have to go. So have a great weekend, guys. And if you have any questions, um do let me know in this video's comments. That will be better. Summarize question that will be better. Otherwise, LinkedIn, you can send a message. Again, I'm not very active due to the work pressure these days. That as soon as things get bit lighter, I will definitely start replying again. Maybe in Sunday I will have some time uh, in front of a beach while taking some rest or all. I'll just start replying to the messages. Okay. Till then, I know there are a lot of I didn't reply to a lot of people, but I will soon reply. Okay, guys, thank you. And if you didn't subscribe